A few videos ago, you guys saw me move this shed and this carport over here as a temporary setup just to get by while we're moving in. Well, today we're gonna make it more permanent and something we can work with without spending any money and just using what we have here. So let's jump into it. We've got a huge mess behind us from us moving in. Before we can get started on anything else, we've got to get this cleaned up. So there's only one place to start. Now that we got this area all cleaned up, let's talk about the plan. All the concrete blocks that you saw us move, we're gonna go ahead and use those to level this shed. Once we get the shed leveled, then we're gonna go ahead and pull this carport down, and I'll walk you through how we're gonna extend this side and make it to where it's high enough for our machines to travel under. So let's go ahead and get into leveling this thing. Let's talk about why we did this. Obviously we did it so the shop is leveled, and I showed you guys that we did get it leveled. But another reason that we do this is because this shed's already in pretty rough condition. It's pretty old and it's definitely weathered. When that wood's sitting there in the dirt, it's always getting moisture and it's always rotting. So we went ahead and got that knocked out. That way, not only is it leveled, but we'll be able to help this tool shed last a little bit longer for us. Okay, so now that we got the area cleaned up, we got the shed leveled, let's walk through my plan for how we're gonna go ahead and get this carport leveled as well. My plan is to take the leg that was originally at the base of these feet and take the extensions from up here and put the leg directly up there, set the leg on top of the shed, and then secure it up there. Take these legs and the extra legs and use the connection points from that side to extend these legs, and ultimately we'll end up with a level carport. And if that doesn't make sense, just stick around. I'll show you how we plan on getting it done. We're just going to let this guy talk because his audio is messed up and he doesn't know it. But now that we have connected that leg, we are going to raise it up onto the roof of the shed. And unfortunately, I did not get any footage of us raising it up there. But now that it's up there, you can kind of see what I was mentioning earlier in the video. And hopefully this makes a little bit more sense. So now we'll move on to raising the opposite side and extending the legs on that side. You guys think that's level? Now that we've got this up in the air, it's time to go ahead and get our bottom leg unbolted and disconnected. That way we can get it on the ground, attach our verticals, and get it ready to attach to the rest of the carport. Yeah, you could slide it on there too if you want to. I mean, it don't need to be nothing super fancy. I've got to spin this one around. We know where we need to mark at so we can get the grinder and cut these. So that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to get the marker, mark all of those, and then we'll cut them all down. So now that we've done all that prep, we're going to go ahead and add these coupler pieces and screw everything together since we haven't screwed them on the bottom either. And we're just putting them pretty much halfway in, centered. The cuts weren't perfect, but the coupler's gonna clean that up. And once we get all that tied together, we can go ahead and lower the top half of the carport to the bottom. No, that's fine. And down. And down. All right. These are the long pieces of rebar that you drive down in there to keep your carport from flying off in the wind. So we're gonna go ahead and drive these. My mom wants to drive a few of them. You know what they say in the mechanic world? They say hit it with your purse. Hit it with your purse. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, because you mix it and you hit the wood on it. You want to drive the last one home, or you want me to do it? It's up to you. I can do it. I'm just trying to figure out if you want the glory or not.
Oh, I want the glory.
Unless it moves around. Unless it moves around. It's the next day. My mom is gone. And it's time to get some dirt down in this thing. Let's get to it. So as you can see, that's a way, way better finish than this really sandy soil that we're working with. I mean, it just packs down way better. It grades out way better. And then once it's packed, it stays like that for the most part. You can see how solid that is compared to this stuff where every time you track in it, it's just powder. This is super, super sandy soil, whereas opposed to this stuff, you can grab it and pack it together in a ball. You know, it can be sandy, but you can pack it. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take that bucket load and we're going to spread it up closer to the building, and we're going to hand tamp it. Now we don't want to get too close to the wood because we don't want that dirt putting moisture into the wood of the shed, but that's what we'll go ahead and do next. So let's do that. Every time I'm doing something like this, that chicken song runs through my mind. It's a really good example of how hard that stuff packs. I know this looks like concrete, but it's the same clay. It just, after it gets wet and then dries, it kind of becomes the consistency of concrete. So I may even wet this down and track over it one last time to pack it real good. You can't get it too wet. You get it too wet, it turns into like a sticky glue. So I decided to go ahead and wet this down just lightly. That way I can get a little bit more compaction out of it and neatness. So, like I said, you don't want to go too crazy. You just want a real light mist. You ever see those rollers? You ever see those roller compactors that are compacting asphalt roads or anything like that? They oftentimes have a water tank on them, and they'll lightly wet the surface they're compacting. Now, you could see how just by wetting it a little bit, tracking over it with what's effectively a sheep's foot roller, you now have something that's akin to concrete. Now, not the same as concrete. This is only compacted And about a 3-inch lift, I think, is about how much I put on here. And so the ground below is still your weakest point. But I'm not looking for anything that's holding a ton of weight. I want something that I can lay on, roll around on, and not get covered in sand or whatever whenever I'm working underneath a vehicle. So I think this will suffice for now. Obviously, we can make it a little bit better. You guys didn't get to see it all, but that was probably a good 30 minutes worth of tracking back and forth just to get it that smooth. And to do this, it probably wouldn't take too much longer, but I'd have to put some more dirt here, wet it, because a lot of this is still that sandy stuff. You can kind of see where the color changes. And then over here, this is just lack of moisture. There's not really any sand over here. I just didn't wet it. I wanted to go ahead and get wrapped up there. So I will hand tamp these just to clean it up a little bit, and we'll wrap this one up. Well, guys, just like that, we're done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully I explained the process well enough, made it entertaining to watch. And I just want to say a special thanks to everybody over the past month that has tagged along for this process and subscribed to me and is following me as a brand new YouTube channel and on this journey. I appreciate it. I've got plenty more of these projects coming, so stick around, stay tuned for more. I'm glad we got this done because I need this shop situated for the next major project that I have coming. I've got a gooseneck that I've got to completely cut the suspension off of and re-weld on. I wanted to make sure that this area was ready for that. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.